On October the 23rd, Rivals of Aether 2 will release on Steam, which will be in 17 days, just over 2 weeks from today. And in this video, I will predict Rivals 2's long-term success regarding player base. Most of the time, platform fighters not made by Nintendo don't do very well and die out quickly. There are many examples for this, but just to name a few, Slap City was released on the 17th of September 2020. In that release month 4 years ago, it peaked at 255 players. And it hasn't reached 30 since December 2022. It's looking very similarly with Framemakers, which came out on the 19th of January 2023. Then there's Brawlout, which was released on either the 20th or 21st of August 2018. Its all-time peak was 90 players more than 7 years ago, and it hasn't reached 20 since July 2022. As I already mentioned, there are many more cases like that. Now some of you might say, but Real Joy? Of course it's difficult for them. They don't have huge IPs. Famous, worldwide known characters like Mario, Link, Pikachu and so on. And yes, while you would be right saying that, it is very important to note that even widely recognized faces like Yoshi, Mewtwo, Sonic, and even Pac-Man for older generations don't guarantee a game's success by any means, bringing us to the next cases. First, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 and 2. Now Nickelodeon is huge. According to Wikipedia, Nickelodeon is available to approximately 70 million pay television households in the United States. And that's only in the USA. We have it in Germany too, and it's probably in many more countries. So how did these two games do? Well, as you probably know, not super great. Despite having SpongeBob, both avatars and more prominent names, they did rather poorly, now having roughly the same numbers as the previous mentioned ones. In addition to highly valuable IPs, they also had pretty good gameplay. While NASP 1 was a bit rough around the edges, it was still good enough to be fun to a lot of players. Platform fighter expert Boyd even calls it his favorite platform fighter ever. NASP 2 listened to all of the user critique and feedback and improved in many different ways. Voice acting with the original voice actors was added, as well as new characters, new stages, an adventure mode, a boss rush mode, a pop the balloons mode resembling Break the Targets from Smash, and they even added a completely new mechanic, Slime. With one slime bar, you could extend your air dodge or cancel attacks in order to get longer combos. With two slime bars, you could cancel all momentum and survive an otherwise deadly attack. And with all three slime bars, you could perform a special attack, dealing a lot of damage and knockback. It was creative. And speaking of creativity, they knew that lots of people don't like projectile spammers. So they added a feature that allows projectiles to be hit back with a strong attack. In the first game, you could even grab and throw them back. But all of that didn't help. Neither the big names, nor the creativity. Second case, Multiverses. Thanks to its enormous Warner Bros. Properties like Batman, Superman, Bugs Bunny, The Joker, Harley Quinn, famous basketball player LeBron James, Arya from Game of Thrones and more, as well as the funds for proper advertising, it started with lots of exposure, and still is dying at really high speed anyways. Considering the trend, it will soon be a wasteland. So, this video is called Rivals 2 Pre-Release Prediction, and so far I've only been talking about new fighting games failing. So do I think it will fail? Well, first of all, not all of them fail. Just look at Brawlhalla. It has a gigantic player base, large tournaments and massive payouts. But back to Rivals, literally. Rivals 2 is Rivals 2. What about Rivals 1? This pixel art platform fighter that doesn't even have grabs, shields or ledges. Wow. This little indie platform fighter has been reaching almost 1,000 concurrent players every month for years. And that's on Steam alone. The game is on the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox One too. No huge capital, and while it does have Shovel Knight and Ori, those were added later and make up only 2 out of 18 characters. And those two aren't even that famous. So clearly it's something else that makes this game so popular and successful. It's not globally known characters like Peach and Bowser, and it's not 4K Ultra HD graphics. Then what else is there? Is it the workshop where you can create your own characters? Surely that's fun and all, but for character creation, there are tons of other better looking and free games. So, gameplay, charm, fun. And if you're someone who just wants better looking visuals, plus shields, grabs and ledges, in addition to everything that made Rivals 1 so great, then I have good news for you. Top Rivals 1 players now play Rivals 2, top Melee players want to play Rivals 2. Both the developers as well as the publishers have competitive platform fighter backgrounds, care a lot about the game and will keep pushing it. Other than Nintendo, who has been banning tournaments for many years, Rivals has full active support. Playing feels amazing. Horizontal wave dashing and wave landing that's more forgivable and won't just kill you like in Melee. The design is fundamentally against mashing or anything else that destroys not only your hands but also your controllers. The training mode includes very helpful features such as frame advance and green screens for content creators. And after joining the last 2 betas, I can say that Rivals of Aether 2 is crazy fun, and all things considered, it looks beyond promising. So my pre-release prediction for Rivals 2 is that it will not kill Melee, since despite its flaws it's still a great game and will always have its big player and fanbase, but shine very bright next to it. Rivals 2 will not be a smash killer, a word that a lot of people like to throw around, and not only a mere smash clone, which would just not fit with everything it does different and better in many regards, but its own big platform fighter enjoying a lot of success. I'm curious to see if my prediction will come true. I will treat this as a time capsule and come back to this 5 years later to check if I was right. I am excited to play a lot of Rivals 2 and try to become a top player. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then there's a like button for you. And if you want to join me on my journey to become a top player, then consider subscribing. Bye!